The Amazing Spider-Man movies, which were directed by Mark Waid and starred Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone in pivotal roles and were released around 9 years ago, considered as a failure for the Spider-Man movies, especially the second part of the movie. The movies were basically criticized for starring Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and replacing his love interest from MJ to Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy and not following the tone of the original movies, that is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies. Now, when it comes to my point of view, I believe that it was never really a failure because when you look at it from a wider perspective, there ought to be some kind of differences, right? Because of many aspects like the storyline, the direction, and the star cast. Not to mention that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is my favorite one, but that has no role to play in this video.
New York. Reporting live from New York 1.
Now when it comes to the tone of the movie, the Amazing Spider-Man movies followed a more mature and darker tone compared to the previous Spider-Man movies and the Spider-Man movies that have been released since. It showed the events of Peter Parker's life really well, and it also showed us that his life would get darker day by day. And it was the only movie that showed us how his parents got disappeared, and it hinted us from the very start that he'll be searching for his father. Peter Parker saw the deaths of Uncle Ben, Captain Stacy, the most important person in his life, Gwen. It showcased really well on how he dealt with so many losses in his life and also saved the people of New York. It would have been really nice if we would have gotten the third part of the movie to see how he dealt with it, which was indeed hinted in Spider-Man No Way Home, but as I said, it would have been really nice to get to see how he dealt with it. As far as the storyline is considered, it had no big difference to the previous Spider-Man movies because the basic storyline is the same. A teenager named Peter Parker gets bitten by a genetically enhanced spider and becomes the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man while dealing with a lot of personal things. The major difference in relation to the Raimiverse is the change of villains and the change of his love interest, as I said before. But the major difference that I noticed was how Mark Webb was able to capture the development and depth of a character through storytelling, which is the key part of the movie. It was really good to see how he developed and got more matured after each setback. The cinematography of the whole franchise is the best part about it because it was able to capture all the elements that are happening. And the fun fact about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is that all the scenes where the Spider-Man is fighting, swinging or jumping from the rooftop is CGI. And it is really hard to make that kind of CGI which can blend in properly and easily. For example, look at these scenes from The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Good morning, New Yorkers. Looking for another beautiful day here in the city. Blue clouds to start us off.
The steady increase in sightings of Spider-Man has sparked a national debate over the role of vigilantism in American crime fighting.
Spider-Man! Hello, pedestrians!
Now you know why I believe that the Amazing Spider-Man movies had the best cinematography for a Spider-Man movie.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
Where are you headed?
Monday, B-track.
Oh, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday?
What happened to your eye?
What?
Your eye, it looks
Oh,
bruised.
yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I got a rash.
It's pretty bad. Have you gone to the nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like branzino? Like a fish?
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
Well, if you want, you can come to this address at 8 o'clock tonight. My mom's making branzino. So. Oh, it's apartment 2016. I didn't write that part down. I don't know why I didn't.
I can remember it.
2016.
Hey.
Some say love isn't that it makes fire in you. Oh, but I know love as a fading thing, just as fickle as a feather in
Hey. Hi.
Hi.
You look amazing.
I believe that Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone were born to play the roles of Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy respectively, just like Robert Downey Jr. was born to play the role of Iron Man. They portrayed the roles of their characters really well, and they fit the description of these characters perfectly. They put their best effort in portraying these roles, and I believe that they are the best Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy there has ever been. The chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone is 100 times better than what Kristen Dunst and Tobey Maguire had in the previous Spider-Man movies. And one of the major reasons for this was that they both were really dating at that time, knew each other really well, and they blended really well as Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. I believe that the movie the chemistry between them started a little slow in the first part, and in the later half it got a bit fast due to some deleted scenes, but all in all they were able to capture how the story progresses and how they both bond and develop in the second part. In terms of direction, the movies were shot really well and had some of the best CGI shots. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 were Mark Webb's second and third movie, and he managed to do a really good job in both of them. He was able to showcase what being Spider-Man means and how Peter has to live with all the guilt he has for Gwen's death, and how he has to live two lives, wherein one he has to forget all his pain and stand up against the evil, and one he has to live a normal life with all the pain he has.
Oh, stop! It's not my fault, please! You see me? You see me? They see me. No, stop! Don't do that! Please! Wait! It's not my fault! It's not my fault!
I'm glad you're not one of those cops that rides a horse.
the Amazing Spider-Man movies were not comic accurate, especially the second part of the franchise because of the appearance of Electro. But they were never really trying to copy Electro from the normal Spider-Man comics. Instead, they were trying to copy it from the Ultimate Spider-Man, which they were able to do really well. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 was released in the year 2012, the same year in which Marvel's Avengers was released, and it crossed over $1.5 billion at the box office, and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 was only able to gain half of it. This was because many people never went to see The Amazing Spider-Man 1 as they were not over the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man franchise. The Raimiverse never had to deal with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whereas The Amazing Spider-Man series was Sony's answer to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. On the other hand, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 released in the year 2014, and in the same year, two other MCU movies were released, Captain America 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy. And The Amazing Spider-Man 2 became the lowest ever received Spider-Man film. But Captain America 2 barely managed to surpass The Amazing Spider-Man 2 by $5 million. The reason behind The Amazing Spider-Man 2 underperforming at the box office was that Sony wanted to make an entire universe surrounding Spider-Man, which is nothing wrong, but they kind of overstuffed it with a lot of things. But still, I believe that it is a good movie, except the part where Gwen dies.
I am a freedom fighter, the name that history wrote. And even through disaster, I of the tiger for hope. I'm trying to find my way back, there's no day off for heroes. And even when I'm tired, go is the only word. And